Hey you guys, this is Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today's Toya's tips comes from the question, should I use grease on my hair? Alright, the answer to that question, in my professional opinion, is no. Do not use grease on your hair. Because what grease does is it basically is so thick that it coats your hair. It's too thick to penetrate your hair shaft at all. So there's no, and it's not a moisturizer. So it's not getting inside your hair shaft, and all it's doing is preventing any moisture from coming in the hair, and it's preventing any moisture from coming out of the hair. It's basically like you have your hair in jail, okay? Nothing can go in, nothing can come out. So when you put grease on your hair and then you try to like put other moisturizing products in your hair, that grease is basically blocking that from happening. Also, your hair starts secreting its own oils over time, and what that grease does is it stops it from coming out and lubricating your hair to give it that natural shine. So instead, you want to use something light, like a very light oil or a light serum. For instance, in my line, Silk Hydration by L. Jones, I have two products. I have a silky serum oil, which is light, and I also have a Miracle Potion number 9, which is in a spray bottle, so that's even lighter. But it's, and also you will sometimes notice when you use grease in your hair, it's like your hair becomes even drier. Like it seems like some people say, girl, my hair just eat up the grease. No, your hair's not eating up the grease, but the grease is doing nothing for your hair. That's why it always seems that you need more and more and more and more, because your hair seems even drier. That's because it's stopping all of the moisture from entering and exiting the hair. So it's making the situation even worse. All right. So, for instance, I don't like grease at all on hair because it weighs it down. Also, when I'm shampooing, a lot of my natural girls tend to use grease, and I noticed that when I'm trying to shampoo their hair, it's like the grease does not even want to come out of the hair. It's like the grease just sits on top of the hair, and when I put the water on it, the water just beads up on top of the grease. It's crazy, and I can always tell when they've been using grease because the water will do that. It's like the water can't even get to that hair because the grease is just sitting on top. So it just beads up and it's just sitting there. And so it makes me have to work even harder to get that hair clean, because first I have to get the grease off, to even get to the hair, or else it's pointless, So I say do not put grease on your hair at all. All right. The only time I would say use grease, like for instance, if your feet or your ankles or your knees are dry, this is what you can do with the grease. Put some lotion on, which is a good moisturizer. Put a good moisturizing lotion on. Then put the grease on top of that. That way it'll lock that moisture in. Okay. But as far as your hair, don't do it. Just don't do it. All right. Also, like for instance, like the petroleum jelly, that kind of grease, not that blue magic and all that, but like petroleum jelly, that's why people use it in like I use it on my baby, petroleum jelly, when I'm changing his diaper, because it keeps him from being wet down there. It prevents the moisture from coming down there and giving him a diaper rash. But it does the same thing with hair. You put that stuff on your hair, it prevents any moisture. So don't use grease. And I know I've heard some people say, girl, when I was little, my mama used grease on me and my cousins. That's all she used, and our hair was down our backs. That was not due to the grease, dear. Okay, when you were 5 and 6 years old, I guarantee you probably did not have any chemical in your hair. Your mom didn't put any heat in your hair, and she washed it on a regular basis. That's what contributed to it being long, because you didn't have a chemical. You wasn't heat damaging it from flat ironing and curling and all that kind of stuff. And she washed it on a regular basis, meaning she stimulated your scalp. That's what helped your hair grow. The grease did not help your hair grow. Trust me. All right. So I hope that helps you all. That's it for today's Toya's tip. I will see you all next week for the next Toya's tip. And remember, all hair can be good hair. If your hair is healthy, it is good. See you all next week. Be sure to subscribe. Bye-bye.